Hey guys, what is up, and welcome back to another video. Back again for another episode of Goattville updates. Back over here towards the suburbs area, which we were 2 episodes ago, because in the last episode I did a full-scale tour of this entire world, which pretty good, you know, a nice recap of everything. So in case there's any new people, they could just, you know, check that out and, you know, be up to date with everything. But we're back, just gonna show off some updates. But first, a few like channel updates, because I plan on having like a little bit of a few changes in terms of like content, but not too much though. I'm still gonna be working on like Goattville and stuff like that. But what I'm thinking of doing is like sort of making Goattville updates videos maybe once a month or something like that. Sort of, you know, make sure they're covering, you know, like a lot of things. And also like I'm still gonna keep like weekly videos, but for the weekly things it's gonna be focused more on like individual projects instead of just like constantly just going over and adding like small bits in, like just constantly like adding layers, I suppose is a good analogy for that. But anyway, you'll see eventually. It's a bit hard to explain, but hopefully you get it. But anyway, I've mostly been working over here in the suburbs area, and I've been getting back into the flow of things. I feel like I've been motivated because I have a few projects which I plan on doing within the next few weeks, which I think will be very interesting. So I've pretty much finished this whole neighborhood area. I mean, not finished as in like completed it, but just planned it all out. So previously we just had a bunch of just designs right here, but since then I've completely just expanded everything and basically have this whole thing basically structured out. So this neighborhood was the first one which I ever built on this world, so it's weird that like a year and like what 3 months later that's finally like gotten some basic improvement aside from just that single road right there. But I just continued the road this way, and as you can see, I added all of the trees and stuff like that just on this side, and I have all the plans for the houses on this side. So that way, like when I go to make them, it'll be like really easy. And if we go over here, we have another sort of like T-shaped intersection. One goes over here, and I'm going to continue the neighborhood this way underneath the power line roots area. What would you call this? Just like the big strip of you know, area that's just where the power line goes. And we're just gonna have like the road run just right underneath us for a little bit. I don't know if it's too close, but it's the closest I can get because I didn't want this to be like too sharp of a turn. So you know, I think it's enough space, you know. There's not gonna be like houses just in this small area, but they will continue over this way, and I think that's just, it'll be a good way to fill in the space. And we can also have like the neighborhood continue over this way, and perhaps we can start expanding over here towards this highway, which will lead, you know, just one step closer towards expanding, uniting the map between the 2 different cities, because Visby is a far way off and like the only thing in between is just a big highway for you to just fly down and, you know, waste a bunch of your time. But oh wow, I need to fix that. But also I've added another power line thing, the structure over here. These things take like forever just to like copy and paste it, but you know, it's a nice addition to the world, especially when they're all, you know, uniform and such. But aside from that, let's go over here towards the houses which I've completed. But first off, like, you know, this neighborhood, I'm pretty sure you can just see from the video. I don't need to explain everything, but you know, we have a road going back here which reunites it to the main road right here. But I did put a few sort of rural style houses, sort of like smaller scale, not like the larger ones in the neighborhood, but these are just a few small scale houses along the side of this road. And yeah, they're really not that big actually. They're like actually like pretty small, like only about like 4 rooms or something like that. So if we go in this one, you know, we got a nice living room area, we got a little fireplace over there, very nice. And over here, a kitchen, very simple, and here is a bathroom. And over here is a door. And I remember like when I was building this, I planned to have this door like go out to like the garage area, but I forgot I wasn't going to put the garage on that side, so you know, I just had to keep it. I couldn't put it on the other side simply because that's where the bedroom was going to go. So you know, things got too complicated. And then back here we just have a little simple area, and this is, I tried to make like a tractor or something like that, or like some sort of like you know, one of those lawnmowers that you would sit on, you know, ones for like large scale properties. But yeah, it looks alright. I mean, it's probably the best I can do. But we go back inside, there's like just a bedroom over here, very simple, and then over here is just a bathroom, and that's essentially this entire building. You know, just a simple small house. Not everything needs to be elaborate and luxurious. And then right next to it, there's just a garage. I wanted to put a car in here, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. And then right here, we just got a big open field because, quite honestly, I didn't feel like making a bunch of other houses, and I found out a way to sort of use this field instead of being like farming area. I just put a nice plane here, so perhaps this could be like a mini runway, even though this wouldn't make any, sense logically, but, just a nice simple aesthetic. This plane actually looks really weird, though. Like, it looks really weird. But, I tried making it sort of like a standard sort of plane, but I tried sort of having, like, the top part elevated and sort of goes at a slant downwards, but it just ends up looking really strange. I will need to fix that sometime, but, the other house, this one's actually much smaller, but, yeah, we got a separate garage unit from the main house, so that's one similarity they have, but if we go in the front door, it's actually like really small in here, but a little kitchen right here, living room in here, and then this leads to a small bedroom, and I just realized, oh yeah, I'm going to fix this real quick. The reason why this is diorite and white concrete was because that was the original colors of the house, but I thought that it not blended in, just like, it looked way too much like the one down there, and I just broke a hole in the window, okay. But it looked way too much like the one over there, so I just changed up the colors to something a little bit, something a little bit different. But aside from that, we just have a big forest, mini forest, really not really a forest, but just a big line of trees going around. A little bit detailed. I mean, I didn't put too much work into it. I just grew a bunch of trees, some big, some small, just scattered bone meal on the ground, as well as some different leaves to sort of represent bushes and stuff like that. And yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. And if you're wondering what this thing is over here, buried within the trees, is actually a Z95 Headhunter, which is a vehicle from Star Wars. Not really a popular one. It looks kind of like an X-wing, and that's the reason why I got it. But I just got a tutorial from YouTube. I mean, you could just search it, and you can find like tutorial which I got. But just something similar to an X-wing, but an X-wing would just be way too big. Why I decided to put a Star Wars vehicle here, I don't know. I know, it's just like I wanted something to put in those woods that would be like interesting. I don't know why I keep calling it woods, because like calling that woods is like calling, I don't know, like a sandbox, the Sahara Desert or something. But anyway, moving over here, this is sort of the new stuff which I'm planning on working on. So right here, this is just sort of a small piece of a small little forest. Once again, I'm calling it a forest. It's just gonna be a small tree line that surrounds this river, which is sort of like supposed to be kind of artificial. I mean, because a real natural river would be like bending all over the place, but basically it's just gonna go extend all the way down here. Just a nice simple river, which is going to divide like two separate like neighborhoods, because this is like, we're gonna have a row of houses belonging to that neighborhood, and then over here we're gonna have like a couple more. And if you're wondering what these are, I'll get to that in a second. Just chill out. But what I'm going to have is, I was originally going to start working on a mansion, a very nice mansion, which I had plans for, and I'm finally going to get to it. And I was planning on having it like come off right off this main road, but that's what that fence is for. But I decided that it just wouldn't look good. It would just seem really out of place to just like sort of drive by a suburban area, and then all of a sudden there's a big mansion right there. So what I decided to do was, it's going to be actually in this neighborhood, so that's actually the main reason why I expanded this road out so much, because originally it was just going to be like a small little piece of road that went out to like maybe right here, but right here I'm going to have like a small little stone driveway leading over here, and there's going to be a little bridge over the water, which I think will be quite nice, and then right here is where we'll have the big mansion. So it'll be kind of like separated. I think that will look a lot better. It's just going to be like buried within a line of trees and stuff like that. And of course, we're gonna have some trees in between there, because you don't want a big view of the power lines. That's not gonna look quite nice, but yeah, I think that'll be pretty good. I hope this doesn't turn out to be like a copper of residence situation. If you don't know what that is, and I don't expect you to. But right here, if you're wondering what this is, I had plans for a mansion right here, but of course, it didn't fit at all with the style and everything. But this one, I got plans for it. I know what I'm doing. And I'm considering the future of this world when I'm going to be constructing this, so I expect that to come. I don't think that I'm going to have like a tour of it next week for an updates video. I think next week I don't know what I'm going to do for next Friday's episode, but perhaps in 2 weeks I think it will be completed, and then we can do a full-scale tour of that. So things are coming along quite well. So anyway, that'll be it for this episode. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye.